With over 300 features, HighLevel is amazing value, but that doesn't mean you don't have to be careful about the plan you pick, and there are hidden costs to worry about too. So in this video, I'm going to break them all down so you know exactly what to expect and how much you're going to be paying. First of all, let's get the intros out of the way. Hi, hello, my name's Jay, and I explore platforms like HighLevel in depth so you don't have to. My job is to help you pick, use, and master the right platform for your business. If you like these kinds of videos, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And if you like this video in particular, do give it a thumbs up. Your support means the world to me, and it also tells me which types of videos I should be making more of. Now, with that said, let's get into it. So today is only going to be a quick video. I'm going to talk you through the different price plans that HighLevel has, and then also all of the add-on costs as well, just so you know exactly what to expect when you sign up for the platform. I will tell you now, HighLevel does not have a free plan, but they do have a free trial. However, if you go to highlevel.com, you will only find a 14-day trial available. If you use our link in the description below, you can access an extended 30-day free trial for the Pro plan. So that means you can try out all of its features without spending a single cent. And it's also worth noting that you can extend that trial for a total of 28 days. So that's giving you 58 days worth of use in total for free before you actually start paying for a subscription. So if you are interested in using HighLevel, definitely do that first, because it gives you plenty of time to learn the features and get started. Okay, let's talk through the three pricing plans. Now, I think this is a bit confusing for people because it's not always apparent that there are actually three plans. If you go on the HighLevel website, there's only two available. Now, my theory is that that's because the Pro plan is not for beginners. So if you signed up straight away as a beginner, you wouldn't want the Pro plan because you wouldn't be ready for it. That's just my theory anyway, but I'll explain it nonetheless. So the starter plan is $97 a month, and that's going to give you access to all the main features, and they are all unlimited. And the main thing to point out is that it will give you up to 3 sub-accounts. Now, one of those sub-accounts will be used for your own business, and then that means you can take on up to 2 extra clients. Once you've taken on 2 clients and you want to take on more, then you can upgrade to the unlimited plan. That gives you access to all of the features we mentioned before, but it gives you unlimited sub-accounts. So that means you can take on as many clients as you want. Now, the unlimited plan also unlocks additional features. It will unlock API access, the branded desktop app, and also phone and email rebilling without markup. Now, I'm going to go into that in a bit more detail later, so just bear that in mind for the moment. So the unlimited plan is $297 a month. So it's a bit of a jump, but when you consider the difference in the sub-accounts and the amount of clients you can take on, it really isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. Now, the Agency Pro plan is $497 a month, and that unlocks SaaS capabilities, software as a service. So what that's going to allow you to do is brand the entire HighLevel platform and sell it as your own product. You can set your own price plans, you can choose which features to include, and yeah, you can just sell it an unlimited number of times as your own product. So like I say, it's not a thing that beginners would be using right off the bat. And also it unlocks rebilling with markup, and you get advanced API access as well. So a few extra features there, as well as the SaaS mode. So to summarize, take the starter plan if you're just starting out and you don't yet have any clients under your belt. Go for the unlimited plan if you're already an established business and you already have several clients, well, more than 2. And only go for the Agency Pro plan after you've been using HighLevel for a while and you want to scale your business in a new direction. Now, I did mention that the extended 30-day free trial was for the HighLevel Pro plan, and that is true. However, don't feel that you have to stick with it just because that's what you were given when you signed up. If it's too much for your needs, you're free to downgrade your plan before the free trial ends, so you don't paying over the odds for something that you don't actually need. Something else I want to point out is that you can actually pay for HighLevel annually. You don't have to pay for it monthly, and doing so is beneficial because it gives you a discount. Now, it's equivalent to 2 months worth for free, which is around 16% in total. So although you do have to pay more upfront, it's going to save you more money in the long run. This is inside my account, by the way. This information isn't available on the HighLevel website. I don't know why, but it is here in the billing area if you wanted to find it. Now let's move on to additional costs, because there are quite a few and you may end up paying quite a lot more depending on how many of them you use. One of the main ones is email services, and HighLevel is its own email provider. It's called Lead Connector Email System, and it's not free. You pay about 67 cents per 1,000 emails. And then the other one is phone and SMS. So you have to purchase a number, which is a small charge per month, and then it's pretty much bang on Twilio's pricing in terms of sending SMS messages, receiving voice calls, making voice calls, and all of that. So depending on how much you use emailing and phone, those costs can add up quite quickly. Now, the other communication method that costs extra is WhatsApp. So if you want to connect WhatsApp to your high-level sub-account, it will cost $10 per month. And that's per sub-account, by the way. So if you use WhatsApp with each of them, you'll be paying a $10 subscription fee for each of those. However, this is something you can easily bill back to the client. And like I said, we'll talk about that more in a moment. Now, phone, email, WhatsApp, those are going to be the main features in high-level that you're going to use that will cost you extra. But there are others too. Now here I'm in the workflow screen, so this is where you can create automated workflows, and over here are where all your actions are. And as you can see here, we've got little golden crowns next to some of them, and as you can probably imagine, those are the ones that cost extra. Now they're mostly to do with connecting high-level workflows with external apps, but there are others as well. Now you can pay per action or per execution of an action, or you can pay $10 a month and get a bundle. So it depends whether or not you want to use these. You might not have to, but it's just something to bear in mind once you start getting onto advanced automation. The other big cost is if you want to create AI bots, that's conversation, so chat AI or even voice agents, that's going to carry an extra charge too. Just take a look here, you can see you can pay per unit, which the cost might add up quite quickly if you're using AI a lot, or you can pay $97 a month on top of your subscription fee to have unlimited use of the AI features. Now they did used to give you a certain number of free units, but it would appear that's no longer a case, so that's a shame. However, you can create bots and you can train them and do all of that for free. It's only when you launch them and the public can use them that they start to cost extra. So I've now jumped into the agency view of my account and I am now in the Reselling tab. And this is where you can find all of the other features that cost extra. So for example, WordPress hosting, ad manager, what else do we have? Online listings management and the prospecting tool. They all cost extra, as does the branded client portal app. So this is where you can find all the additional costs for these features if you want to use them. However, what I really want to talk about here is something that I mentioned I talked about earlier, and that's the reselling or the rebilling capabilities of the platform. So you can see here that the high-level price of WhatsApp is $10 a month. However, you can set your own price. Now, this is only if you are on the Pro plan. So what that means is you can make a profit out of any of these services. All you have to do is pop in your own price, and that's what gets billed to the client. Now, as I said, setting your own price is only available on the Pro plan. So let's just hop back to this screen for a minute. So you can see here, you have all the rebilling capabilities with markup. So that means you're free to set your own price and make a profit. Now, the unlimited plan is slightly different. You can only have phone and email rebilling and without markup, so that means you cannot make a profit on those services. Now the starter plan, there's no rebilling at all. You can only resell WordPress and Yext online listings. So my main point with all this is that if you are on the starter and unlimited plan and you want to offer these services to your clients, you've got to be very careful about factoring in the cost to what you charge them, because otherwise you can't rebill them back to the client, and if you don't charge your services appropriately, you're going to be saddled with the burden of the extra cost. Finally, I'm going to jump into the Add-Ons tab, and this is where you'll find several services. So we've got basic and advanced account setup. So a high-level expert will help you set up your high-level account and get it up and running. And we have priority support, which costs $300 a month. Now, the standard support isn't so terrible that it's worth paying this much extra for priority access. I think that's very expensive. Maybe if you've got a very successful agency with a lot of staff members and you need this kind of priority access, then yes. But if you're starting out, no, you don't need to pay this much. Then we have a load of white labeling mobile and Zap services that you can opt for. These are just, you can pay per month, per quarter, or you can just have the Zap for $50 a month. Eliza is a lead streamlining agent, so it's an automation thing. It will help you out closing your leads, and that's $500 a month. And then we have HIPAA compliance. So the platform is HIPAA compliant, but only if you pay for it. So you can pay $297 a month or $2,970 a year. And that is all the additional costs. So to finish off, as a beginner, you're really only going to need the starter plan at $97 a month. Remember, you'll get a 16% discount if you pay annually, and the only add-on costs you really need are email, phone, SMS, and potentially WhatsApp. The rest of the add-on costs you can include at a later date when you start becoming an advanced user of the platform and you want to perform more complex tasks, or if the client specifically asks for them. So I hope this video has cleared up any confusion around the high-level pricing and shown you that even though there are add-on costs, it's still a very affordable platform, especially considering the amount of features you get. Now don't forget, click the link in the description below. You can get your 30-day Pro Plan free trial, and if it's not what you need, you can downgrade it before the trial ends so you don't end up paying over the odds. As always, if you have any questions, please do feel free to drop them in the comments box below. I am always happy to answer them. I thank you for your time today. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.